Okay, so for today's video, I'm going to be ranking every single kit that's inside of Roblox Bedwars. So as you can see here, I have an image of literally every single kit that's inside of Roblox Bedwars. And it's actually in alphabetical order too, which is kind of cool. But before we get into the video, I want you guys to follow along and comment down below how you would rank these kits. Again, please don't do like separate comments because that would be like literal cancer. But with that being said, let's get right into this tier ranking. So starting off, we have the Airy Kit. And you already know we got to go ahead and put it on S tier. And basically, as you can already see here, when you kill someone, your first kill, you get 4 extra damage. From your 2 to 6 next kills, you get 2 extra damage. And from 7+ kills, you get 1 to 2 damage for every kill. So you already know that this kit is super OP. Alright, next up we have is the Alchemist Kit. And basically this kit, you have to like collect all these different ingredients that are around the map to make these potions. Even though probably the only 2 useful potions are the bomb potion, the heal potion, and probably the sleep potion too. The rest are kind of mid. You know, I'm gonna have to put Alchemist in C. It's kind of mid, bro. Alright, up next we have is the Archer Kit. And basically, as you all know, the special item is the tactical crossbow, which does 15% more damage than a normal crossbow. And Archer is a pretty OG kit, and it is pretty OP if you know how to use it. So, you know, we're just gonna put Archer in B tier for now. Alright, next up we have is Ares. Alright, so as we all know, with the Ares kit, you can buy the spear for 30 iron. And it does do 52 damage base damage without a sharpness upgrade. And once again, the Ares kit is a pretty OG kit and it is pretty OP. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and put it behind Airy and S tier. Alright, next up we have the Axolotl Amy. Basically with the Axolotl Amy kit, you can get the 4 different axolotls. You get the shield axolotl, the damage axolotl, break speed axolotl, and the health regen axolotl. And you know, Axolotl Amy is a pretty OG kit and it's still pretty good if you know how to use it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it in A tier. Alright, next up we have is Baker Kit. So with Baker Kit, you can get health apples for 30 iron in the shop, or you can get speed pies for 2 emeralds. So you know what, Baker is still pretty useful. I'm gonna go ahead and put it right behind Archer on B tier. Alright, so next up we have is the Barbarian Kit. And with the Barbarian Kit, you basically have to do a set amount of damage to upgrade your sword. You basically start out at wooden sword, and then you go all the way up to a rage blade. And you know, I think Barbarian is still a pretty useful kit. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and put Barbarian in front of Axolotl Amy in the A tier. Next up is Beekeeper Beatrix. So basically with this kit, there's these little bee entities that spawn around the map, and basically the more bees you pick up, you can put them in a little beehive that gives you resources. So Beekeeper is basically a really overpowered farming kit, but you do have to kind of survive to get those bees. So you know, I'm gonna go ahead and put it at the end of B tier. Haha, get it? B tier, Beekeeper. Alright, next up is a Bounty Hunter. Same thing with Beekeeper Beatrix. Bounty Hunter is also a farming kit. But basically with this kit, you get your resources from killing people that are your target. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and put Bounty Hunter right in front of Beekeeper and B tier. Alright, next up we have is Builder Kit. So basically with the Builder Kit, it doesn't really do anything damage-wise, but it is really good for a bed defense. As you can see here, you can use iron to fortify different blocks. You can also use emeralds on obsidian and a camera turret. So Builder is a pretty OG kit, but you know, people don't really use it that much because I don't really think anyone really has a bed defense nowadays. So, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and have to put it in F tier, but I think I might keep it in the front just for mercy. Alright, next up we have is the Cobalt Kit. Alright, so with this kit, basically the more you get damaged, the more you have a chance of dropping this little item called a battery. And when you get 3 batteries, you basically have 30% more movement speed and 20% more damage for about 7 to 10 seconds. So even though you kind of have to take damage to get stronger, I think this kit is still pretty decent. So, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and just put it right behind Barbarian in A tier. Alright, next up is Conqueror Kit. Basically with this Conqueror Kit, you get these 3 different banners. You get a fire banner, a defense banner, and a healing banner. And I think we already all know that Conqueror is pretty OP just in itself because you basically get 3 different attributes to use. So you already know I'm gonna have to go ahead and put Conqueror right in front of Barbarian on A tier. Alright, next up is Croco Wolf. Alright, so basically with the Croco Wolf kit, the only thing it does is that you turn into a Croco Wolf beast when you lose your bed. So you know what? I don't really use this kit myself, and I don't really think it actually is that useful. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put it right behind Baker on B tier. Alright, next up is Cyber Kit. Alright, so already looking at this kit, you already know this is like Numberskull's type of woman. Like, look at that. Like, he loves the goth emo girls. It's another farming kit. You use a drone to basically fly around and pick up resources. So it is actually pretty useful in matches. So I think I'm gonna have to go ahead and actually put it at the end of A tier. Alright, next up is Dino Tamer Dom. So basically with this kit, you ride a little dinosaur, and you have this little ability to press B to charge your opponents and completely destroy destroy any bed defense. You know what, this kit is pretty useful, but you know, that cooldown on the dino is so incredibly long, which kind of nerfed the crap out of this kit, so I'm gonna have to put it in C tier. Alright, next up is Elder Tree. Alright, so as we all know, with the Elder Tree kit, you basically go around the map collecting these little tree orbs, and basically the more orbs you get, the more health you have, and it's permanent. So I think we can all agree that Elder Tree is a pretty decent kit, but you know, it's still not that useful damage wise. You know, I'm just gonna go ahead and put it right behind Archer, but in front of Baker, since Baker got nerfed in B tier. Alright, next up is Ember Kit. Okay, so basically with the Ember Kit, you get this little sword called the Infernal Saber for 4 emeralds, and you can also do that little spin move where you put your opponents on fire until you unlock your ability, where you can completely spin like 3 to 4 times in a row. And you know what, I think we all agree that Ember is insanely OP, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and put it at the end of S tier. Alright, next up is Farmer Cletus. So basically with the Farmer Cletus kit, you can buy a melon seed for 3 emeralds to get 1 emerald every time you harvest it, and 70 iron for carrot seeds to get 1 diamond every time you harvest it. Personally, I would not use this kit. I think it's trash. I do not like the idea of just camping a gen and just farming for the entire game. So you know what, you're going to the end of F tier, Farmer Cletus. Alright, next up is Fisherman. Basically with the Fisherman kit, you get your little fishing rod item, and you basically have the chance of getting a bunch of different items. You can get literally anything, and it is a pretty decent farming kit, so I'm gonna go ahead and put it right in front of Bounty Hunter on B tier. Alright, next kit is Freya. So basically with the Freya kit, you can buy an ice sword for 6 emeralds, and basically when you hit someone, you give them a slowness effect. You know, I think Freya is a pretty decent kit, so I'm gonna go ahead and actually put it in front of Axolotl Amy on A tier. Next up is Frosty Kit. You basically get a limitless of snowballs that generate every 2 seconds, and basically if you pair this kit with fire enchant, it's actually pretty OP. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually put this kit at the end of A tier. Alright, next up is the Gingerbread Man kit. Alright, so basically with this kit, you get this little gumdrop item right here, and basically it gives you a small little shield, and you can bounce with it. That's all it does. So you know what, I'm just gonna have to kind of put this in the C tier right in front of Alchemist. Alright, next up is Gompi Kit, and for this kit, you basically just get this little vacuum, and then you go around the map sucking up ghosts, and then you basically go around shooting these ghosts, and they do 60 damage and 40% armor penetration. So you know what, it's a little bit more decent than Gingerbread, but still pretty trash. I'm gonna go ahead and put it at the front of C tier. Alright, next up is Grim Reaper. Alright, so as we all know with the Grim Reaper kit, you basically kill your enemies, and then you get a nice little heal from every kill you get by consuming a soul orb. And you know, this is actually still a pretty common kit, so you know, I'm gonna go ahead and actually put it in the front of B tier. Alright, next up is Shielder Kit. So basically with the Infernal Shielder, you get your little shield that you spawn in with, and then basically any sort of projectile that gets thrown your way, you can basically knock it back to whoever sent it to you. So, you know, I think this is still a pretty decent kit, but I'm gonna have to go ahead and put it right in front of Elder Tree. Alright, next up is Jack Kit. Alright, I'm not even gonna lie, the Jack Kit is pretty useless. This kit's trash. You're going at the end of F, buddy. Alright, next up is Jade Kit. So basically with the Jade Kit, you get to buy this little hammer for about 40 iron in the shop, and then you can basically use that hammer to knock opponents upwards, and also as a mobility device. So, you know what, Jade Kit is pretty good. It did get a massive nerf, which kind of made it useless. So you know what, I'm gonna have to go ahead and put Jade, I'll say right in front of Elder Tree. Alright, next up is a Lassie. Alright, so with the Lassie kit, you basically get this little lasso that you can buy for 40 iron in the shop, and then you can basically just lasso your opponents back to you if they try and run away. I think Lassie is a pretty decent kit. So, you know, I'll go ahead and put Lassie right behind Elder Tree. Alright, next up is Lucia Kit. You spawn in with this little pinata, and basically the more damage you do, the more candy you get. And then when you put candy inside of your pinata, you get diamonds, emeralds, and iron out of it. You know, I think Lucia is actually a pretty OP farming kit, so I'm actually gonna go ahead and put it right in front of Cyber in A tier. Alright, next up is Lumen Kit, and it's just like Ember Kit. You can shoot out these little things, and then when you get enough kills, you get your ability unlocked where it lets you shoot more of the little light beams. You know, I think Lumen is pretty decent too, but I don't think it's as good as Ember Kit. But you know, I'll go ahead and just put it right behind Conqueror and right in front of Barbarian in A tier. Alright, next up is Melody. You know, I think Melody is pretty decent now, but still not good enough to probably be in B tier, so I'm gonna go ahead and put it at the front of C tier. Alright, next up is Merchant Marco. So basically with the Merchant Marco kit, you have a chance of basically getting a refund on certain items you buy in the shop. It doesn't really help you out though that much, and I would actually argue that it's even worse than Jack Kit. So I'm sorry, Merchant Marco, but you're going at the end of F tier, bro. Alright, next up is Metal Detector. Alright, so with the Metal Detector kit, you can basically go around the map searching for loot to dig up. You can get anywhere between 18 to 77 7 iron, 0 to 6 diamonds, and 0 to 5 emeralds. I think Metal Detector is a pretty decent kit. Arguably, it might be better than Fisher, but I'm just gonna go ahead and put it right behind Fisher in B tier. Alright, and now for our next kit is actually the Miner Kit. So the Miner Kit is another farming kit, but you basically have to do damage to get your loot, and then you basically go around killing opponents, which turns them into stone, and then when you break them apart, you have a chance of getting emeralds, diamonds, or iron. You know what? It is pretty decent, so I'm just gonna go ahead and actually just put it right behind Bounty Hunter. I still don't think it's that good. And now we're on to the Nyx Kit. Nyx Kit is actually pretty OP. You know, I think Nyx Kit is actually pretty goated, so I'm actually gonna go ahead and put it right in front of Airy Kit in S tier. Alright, next up we have is Pirate Davy. With Pirate Davy Kit, you can basically buy cannons in the shop for 30 iron to be able to fire TNT or cannon yourself around the map. It's a pretty fun kit to use, and a lot of sweaty players still use it, so I'm gonna go ahead and just put it right in front of Lassie on B tier. Next up we have is Pyro Kit. It is actually the most rarest and most OP kit in the game. Whenever you get a kill, you unlock an Ember, and basically with those Embers, you can upgrade your flamethrower to do a bunch of damage. So, you know, I'm actually just gonna go ahead and put Pyro right behind Airy on S tier. Alright, now we're on to the Raven Kit. You just shoot ravens at people. They're actually really OP if you stack them with enchants though, so I'm actually just gonna go ahead and put Raven probably right in the front of B tier. Alright, and now we're on to the Santa Kit. Oh, great. Amazing. You buy these little Santa bombs for 70 iron in the shop, and then you throw it, and it only drops like 3 TNT from a Santa sleigh. Do you know what? Santa Kit is pretty trash. I'm actually just gonna go ahead and put it right behind Farmer on F tier. Alright, and now we're on to Sheep Herder. Alright, so with the Sheep Herder Kit, you basically go around the map picking up sheep, and then your damage increases 7%, but your maximum damage is 35%, and you can only get 5 sheep at the same time. So you know what? I'll put it at the front of B tier. That's some pity for it. Alright, next up is Smoker Kit. You basically get a smoke grenade to go invisible, but you can't do anything while you're invisible. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and put Smoker Kit right in front of Merchant Marco on F tier. And now we're on to Spirit Catcher. You can basically buy spirits in the shop for 35 iron, but you can only hold 5 at once. But if you are good at PvP and you are good at aiming with where you throw your spirits, you could actually become pretty OP with this kit. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and put Spirit Catcher right in front of Axolotl Amy on A tier. And now we're on to Star Collector Stella. Okay, so personally, I think Star Collector Stella is actually an extremely OP kit. You basically go around the map collecting vitality stars, which give you a health boost, and then you collect crit stars, which give you a crit boost. So, you know, I'm gonna have to actually put this right behind Conqueror Kit on A tier. And now we're on to the Trapper Kit. You basically buy these snap traps in the shop for 20 iron, and then you basically help people walk into it to stun them so you can get in some extra damage. I'm just gonna put it right in front of Gompi and right behind Melody on C tier. And now we're on to Trinity Kit. Once you get 3 kills, you can basically choose which form to go into. You can go into the Light Angel or the Void Angel. And with the Void Angel, you get health per every hit you get back, and with Light Angel, you get health to your teammates per every hit. And you can basically have infinite health if you stack it with Execute Enchant. So, you know, I'm gonna actually have to put this in S tier. It's pretty OP, but I'll put it at the end of S tier. Alright, now we're on to Vanessa Kit. You basically have this ability to triple shot with whatever bow you do. Do you know what? This kit is actually pretty OP if you're cracked with a bow, but personally, I don't use bows. So I'm just gonna go ahead and give it some pity and put it right in front of Archer and B tier. And now we're on to Void Regent Kit. So basically with the Void Regent Kit, you can buy your little Void Axe in the shop for 40 iron, and then you basically have a mobility device, and when you hit somebody, you do damage and heal off of them. It didn't get nerfed as hard as Jade Kit, so I'll just go ahead and put it right in front of Jade Kit and B tier. And now we're on to Vulcan Kit. Alright, so basically with the Vulcan Kit, you basically have your little Vulcan pad, and then you can buy your little camera turrets for 1 emerald in the shop. It's a pretty decent kit, especially if you stack it with enchant. You know what? I'll give it some pity, and I'll put it right in front of Elder Tree on B tier. Alright, and now we're on to the Warrior Kit. It basically replaces diamond armor. It's a little bit stronger than diamond armor, but a little bit weaker than void armor and emerald armor. So you know what? I'll go ahead and put Warrior Kit right behind Shielder Kit. Alright, and now we're on to the Wizard Kit. You basically have the electricity orb mode and the lightning strike mode, and both are extremely OP if you pair it with the right enchant. And personally, I do like the Wizard Staff a lot. I think it's pretty OP. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and put Wizard Kit right in front of Raven Kit on B tier. Alright, and now we're on to Yeti. You basically have this ability to do a Glacier Roar, which freezes blocks, and that's basically it. So it doesn't really do that much damage wise, but it is pretty useful. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and put it at the front of C. Alright, and now we're on to Uzi Kit. It's kind of like a Jade and Void Regent, except you have a katana and you can do a little slash dash. So you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead ahead and put Uzi right in front of Void Regent because, you know, it's probably the best of these kits. And now we're on to the final kit, which is Zephyr Kit. With every kill you get, you get a slight stack, and then at 5 stacks, you basically unlock your wind abilities, which you can do Wind Strike, which is extra damage, you can double jump, and you move extremely fast. And you know, personally, I think Zephyr Kit is probably everyone's new favorite kit because it lets you speedrun like a god. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and put Zephyr at the front of S tier. I know Airy can do more damage, but come on, like, the kit's fun. It's more fun than Airy. And you know what? There we go. That is my final decision on my chart. So once again, I want you guys to comment down below how you would rank these kits, and also let me know how you feel about my ranking. And well, with that being said, make sure to smash that like button and hit subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.